All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. I hope y'all super excited. Football's back. Preseason started yesterday. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that, talk about some of the season expectations we got around the league. Um, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hop into it.
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, preseason kicked off yesterday. Not too many exciting things. You got to see some people, got to see a little wrinkles, but teams aren't going to show too much during the preseason, and obviously starters aren't playing. So yesterday was the Colts and the Ravens, Bengals and the Eagles, and Raiders and the Seahawks. So I liked what I've seen from the Bengals offensively with Joe Burrow. That obviously looked like they didn't miss a beat. Now, defensively, they gave up 35 to, you know, defense struggled. So, I, if I'm a Bengals fan, which, I do like the Bengals, I'm a little concerned with the way the defense looked, especially, I don't know if those were starters, but, it looked just as bad as it did last year. So, um, Colts, Ravens, the Ravens look like they got some depth. I'll put it that way. Obviously, the starters didn't play. So that running back they got, what was his name? My
Uh,
mind is on blank.
it's either Keaton or Keaton, one of those two.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Keaton
it's
Mitchell. Yeah, Keaton Mitchell.
yeah,
So obviously they got the depth. Their defense, they got depth on that side. That kick returner they got, he looks really good. So he ran back a punt. Almost did it twice. Looked like they had some pretty good depth. The Colts, Anthony Richardson got hurt. They said he is expected to be back by Saturday. Said he has some torn ligaments in his throwing hand or something like that. So, I don't know. Daniel Jones looked terrible, but Riley Leonard looked pretty good. I know it's the preseason, but he looked better than all three of them.
yeah, but it's the thing with the preseason is it's easy to overreact because you got to remember that most of the
Some of
guys
these
that are
people aren't going to be playing. Yeah,
yeah, so it's yeah, you'd like to think down the road some of these guys are going to be major contributors to their team. Like, if Riley Leonard, you like what you saw from him because if Anthony Richardson goes down, or if Daniel Jones is just flat out trash, at least you can throw the rookie out there. I mean, that's what's the worst that can happen.
he actually looked pretty good. He looked just like how he did in college. He was running the ball. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have the strongest arm, but you can work with that. The Raiders and the Seahawks. The biggest takeaway was Ashton Genty's 3 carries for -1 yard. You know, he didn't look that great. Their O line looked pretty bad, so they're gonna have to work on that or figure some stuff out. I know it's early, so the Seahawks look pretty good though. They look pretty good. Look like they got some good depth again. Looks like they got some pretty good depth. Jalen Milrow looked pretty good. He got to work on the passing. The athleticism's there. So he ran the ball pretty good. He just got to work on the passing.
Yeah.
Tonight, let's get into tonight. I think the biggest thing tonight everybody is looking to see is Shador.
What do you think about that? What do you think about how they're handling
I
that
don't know if you want
situation?
me to answer that. Um, I think it's there's two ways this is going. Either they're hoping he's really good and they can trade him and ship him off and get something out of it, or he's going to be bad and they're going to cut it and just kind of get rid of him. One way or another, I don't think he's going to be in Cleveland. That's just my opinion. That's just my thought. But one way or another, I don't think he's going to be in Cleveland by. I think there. I would say probably by whenever the trade deadlines are. I mean, they
Huh?
already signed. They signed another quarterback. They have six quarterbacks on the roster right
Well, I think the reason for that was, they said
now.
that
Yeah,
two of their quarterbacks
allegedly.
were.
Yeah, they're hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
How are they hurt? That's
that's what
the
I'm saying.
first I heard that.
All of us, they're all of a sudden hurt, and now you're throwing Shador in the fire in the very first preseason game.
Now,
I
to
think
be
you could.
fair,
I think you could be onto something though about them. They're either going to trade him or cut him based on his
yeah,
performance.
one way
Because
or the other. One way or another, I don't think he's staying in Cleveland. They have six quarterbacks on the roster. So you don't need six. I think you can only have three, maybe four. So one way or another, it's either going to be a boom or a bust. If he plays good in the preseason, they're shipping him out. If not, he's going to be somewhere else or whatever, however you want to put it. Um, if like you said, all of a sudden Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel are hurt, okay, that's the first I'd heard of that when they said it the other day. I was like, okay, well, I thought they'd been practicing for weeks, and now all of a sudden they're nesting injuries.
yeah, I mean Shador has barely had any first team reps. Like, and y'all just gonna let him go out there with the first team in the first preseason game and expect to have fluidity and play well? That's kind of crazy.
So it's like I said, I, I hate to say it. No, I may not, you know, fully like Shador, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's a little ludicrous for them to do that. But like I said,
Yeah,
either he's going to be really good. They're not. I don't think they're keeping him. Like I said, I don't want to keep saying that, but I don't think they're going to keep him. There's no point. You have Deshaun that you gave $300 million to that is going to come back next year. He already said that that's his team. So you got that situation. You know, it's just Cleveland being Cleveland. But I don't know. At least he gets to play the Panthers. They're kind of trash. So maybe he can look good against them. So if he can't look good against them, I'm sorry.
well, I mean, it is just one game though. That's not really fair to write him off after one preseason game.
I don't know. They may play him the whole time.
Could.
There's no need for Joe Flacco to play. He's been in the league for what, 13, however long, 13 years, whatever. He's been in the league forever. So there's no need for him to play, maybe a little bit. I would want to see Dylan Gabriel and I would want to see Kenny Pickett for sure.
Yeah.
So we got the Lions and the Falcons. You know, do we see Kirk Cousins? Or are we going to see Michael
Mm,
Penix? What are we seeing here?
I think it'll more than like. I think Michael Penix is actually going to play because he didn't get a ton of time towards the end of the season. He got like what 3 games?
Yeah, but if he's going to be your starter, you can't let him play the whole time.
Not the whole time, but he'll probably get a couple series.
Do we see Kirk?
I think we could. I don't see why we wouldn't. I mean, just to see how healthy he is, it'd be good for him to go out there and play. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, they only have one more quarterback on the roster, so he can't play the every game unless I guess you force him to.
I doubt they do that.
They only have Easton Stick, so I'm sorry. They do have a fourth guy, Emory Jones.
Interesting.
So I'm sure they have other guys, but yeah. Do we see Kirk? Do we see Michael Penix? Who are we seeing tonight? I don't really know. I don't know if they said. Detroit, you probably won't see anything crazy. Jared Goff will probably play a little. Probably play like Joe Burrow did, probably 2 series, a couple series, and call it done after that. You'll probably see a whole lot of Hendon Hooker and Kyle Allen because that's the only quarterbacks they have on the roster, or
Yeah.
just those two. So they may pick up somebody. Um, then you got the Commanders and the Patriots. Dan Quinn and their GM already said Jaden Daniels is not going to play any of the preseason. So he might play a little bit towards the end, but I doubt it. The Patriots, is Drake May playing? Do you know?
I don't know, but I would assume he would just a little bit, not a ton, just because. I mean, again, it's your second year. It's good to kind of go out there and get a feel for your new look offense, new coordinator, just
Yeah,
kind of
new
feel.
coach, new everything. Yeah, they got new everything. So he might play a decent amount.
Nah, I think maybe a couple series, if anything. Nothing crazy. I mean, he is your starting quarterback. He's supposed to be your franchise guy. You're not going to play him for a
Yeah, you're
whole
not going to
quarter.
get crazy. Yeah, you're not going to get crazy with it.
Yeah, give him a couple series, let him throw a couple passes, try to make some plays, get him out of there.
Saturday, let's see. We got the Texans and the Vikings. I'm assuming we're going to see J.J. McCarthy. I'm assuming.
He
The
he might almost want to play at least. I'd say give him a limit of like maybe 4. Don't play him a whole quarter. Give him a few series though. Again, this he was hurt last year. You kind of definitely want to ease him in. You don't want to just overdo it. So just keep it
Yeah,
bare
like you
minimum.
said, maybe a quarter. Just kind of see. Maybe. I don't know. It's like you said, this is supposed to be your franchise guy, so it's hard to kind of see that. The Texans, again, CJ Stroud will probably play a little bit. Other than that, not going to see anybody else. Joe Mixon's not playing. Nick Chubb said he was excited. He's ready to go. The Steelers, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is not going to play. He might, I doubt it.
Yeah, he don't really need it. It's muscle memory for him at this point.
I doubt it. He might a little bit just to, get the fans excited. But probably another one people are really ready to see, Travis Hunter. They already said he's going to play both ways. You know, how much is he going to play? I don't know. Again, I don't think you push him too much. But again, I think you need to see what if he can handle it or not. Again, Devontae Adams came out and said he didn't think he could do it. There was just no way.
Yeah,
He said no disrespect to him. It's just that's a lot of. He was looking at it. It wasn't. He wasn't saying he couldn't do it. It's how long can you do it?
true.
That's a lot of. It's a lot of miles. You know, it's like he said, and you know, no disrespect to the Big 12, but it's like he said, you're not tackling Derrick Henry, some of the best running backs in the world covering, you got to tackle Derrick Henry, then cover Zay Flowers, run down Lamar, tackle Lamar, blah, 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 vice versa, whatever. And then you got to flip the script. Then you're getting tackled by, you know, Marlon Humphreys. You're getting run down by Roquan. It is what it is. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm really interested to see what they do with him. How much do you play him?
I mean, I guess you don't.
You got to play him at least a little. He's your
Not
second string DB, so they don't have but 3 DBs. He's gonna have to play unless you just work your other guys. You're not gonna put your starter out there the whole game.
You probably just work the other guys. I mean, it makes the most sense. Again,
See that again. I don't want to get too far off topic here, but again, that's where I guess I could see where frustration could come. Okay, well, what if your starting corner gets hurt? You gonna let Travis play full time on defense and still on offense, or are you just gonna put him to corner? Because we've never really seen this. Yes, people do it on special teams, but that's different.
yeah, because that's not like you're not playing both sides the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, if you catch a punt or return the kickoff, Chase Brown for the Bengals returns their kickoffs, but that's a little bit different.
Yeah,
You
so
know, uh,
I,
the Ravens, doesn't Marlon Humphrey return the punt? No, they got somebody. No, they actually have kickoff specialists. But one of their Zay Flowers caught the punt, did he not? I knew he used to.
yeah, he might. They might not. They might be giving it to that LaJohntay
Who?
Webster now after that little
Yeah,
preseason.
Webster. Yeah, yeah. That's the guy that came from Colorado, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, he looked pretty good doing the kickoffs. They got that part. Yeah, just let him do that. He'll be fine
let him
doing
be.
that.
Yeah, let him be your specialist. But yeah, as far as Travis Hunter goes, like I said, I think wherever he's most needed. If you need him more here, let's say you need a more receiver one game, play him majority there and sprinkle him in at corner when you need him. If you need him at corner more, play him at corner majority of the game. And, you know, if you don't really need him receiver, which that's tough to say because you're always going to need somebody to
You're gonna
take
need
the
him somewhere.
yeah.
Offensively, they got Brian Thomas. They got a pretty decent tight end. You got a good run game. I think that'll be fine. It's just, when they're playing like, I don't know. I don't really know who the Jaguars play. But, when they play a good team and somebody's locking down Brian Thomas or, kind of controlling that side of the field, that's where Travis Hunter's going to get his.
Yeah.
So take that pressure off of Brian Thomas and Trevor Lawrence. But, let's jump to some other teams. Interested to see the Chiefs. How do they bounce back? Obviously they're not going to play. Patrick Mahomes might play a little. I doubt it. I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't. But the 49ers are another team. They lost a lot. It's like we talked about earlier. You gave Brock Purdy all this money. So now it's time. Now it's like I said earlier. Now is where you're going to see how good he really is because they lost a lot.
Not only how good, but he just got to stay healthy.
The Chargers lost their left tackle, right tackle, wherever he was. Rashawn Slater, isn't that what his name is? Whatever, something
Yeah.
Slater. Rashawn, right? Whatever. So that's a big hit because now, like you said, they just paid him, made him the highest paid tackle, and now he's out for the season. So that sucks. You can move Joe Alt. The offensive line does make a difference, but they get hurt pretty often. So I'm sure they have somebody. They already said they're going to move Joe Alt to the left side to protect Justin Herbert.
Well,
Um,
hopefully it works out.
he was pretty good. I mean, he's good. He's one of those generational people that as long as he can stay healthy, he'll be fine. Little young, but I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
The Bills and the Giants, obviously, I doubt Russell Wilson plays. Again, he's been in the league a long time, so I doubt it. Probably see a whole lot of Jackson Dart. Probably going to see a whole lot of Jackson Dart. I actually think he's starting the game. To be honest, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Thought I seen that. The Bills, again, Josh Allen's probably not going to play. He might play a little bit, but their team is atrocious. If they don't sign James Cook, they might be in trouble.
Yeah, that run game is definitely going. take a big hit if they don't. If they don't,
I mean, he scored like 15 times last year, so that's 15 touchdowns that you got to account for somewhere. And their receiver core is trash. I have no disrespect to their receivers.
yeah,
Um, the Rams, Matthew Stafford is hurt again, so I think it's time. No disrespect to Mr. Stafford, but I think it might be time, buddy. Think it might be time for either hanging on up.
you think it's that time?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said earlier, he's getting old. You're not 20 years old anymore. You're not young. Getting over these injuries is not as easy as it was when you were, 10 years younger.
Exactly.
So, their backup quarterback situation, Stetson Bennett, Jimmy Garoppolo, sure, we're probably going to see a whole lot of them.
True. Yeah.
Jets, again, Justin Fields, they already said he's going to play a lot. So I don't really think they have a whole lot of quarterbacks there for them. Tyrod Taylor's hurt, so they got Adrian Martinez and Brady Cook. So,
I think he just needs to
uh,
play a lot anyways, just to kind of get his reps under his belt.
yeah, he needs to play. I think he needs to play a decent amount too. You need to see, okay, is this going to work? Is this not going to work?
Yeah.
The Bears, Caleb Williams, second year, got to make that progression. New coach, think he should probably play a little decent amount. Again, he's your franchise guy, but I think he's going to have to play a decent amount, or he probably should at least. The Saints, roll the dice, heads up, 7 up for quarterback. Put whoever you want to out there, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the Chargers, Justin Herbert's probably not going to play a whole lot, especially now that Slater's hurt. They're probably going to try and figure out who they're going to put on that offensive line. But, the Cowboys, is this it? Did they finally get the missing pieces for Dak? Micah Parsons is, demanding to be traded. You trade him. What do you do? Who? So that's basically going to wrap that kind of up in a short little stint. Who are you most excited to see? You know, who are you
As
most
far as the
excited to see? Just anybody in general, certain players, teams. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
um, let me see. I think we'll save that question for the next episode. Let's save it for the next episode. And then we can. So basically, for everybody out there, for the next episode, we can get into all of our expectations and teams that we're excited to see, stuff like that. Yeah, we had like a set amount of time for this episode, so we ran just a little over, which it happens. We get a little overzealous. I mean, obviously it's football. We're glad to have it back, so we kind of overshot a little bit, but that's okay. But yeah, so we'll save that right at the top of the next episode. We'll get into season expectations for coming up on the NFL. But that's pretty much all I have for this one. Tyler, you got anything else you want to say?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this episode, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Happy the NFL is back. If you made it this far in the video, just drop your favorite team. Let us know what you think their record's going to be, and that'll kick off our season expectations and predictions episode that's coming up. All right, we'll see y'all in the next one.